is not that YouTube. Okay, the YouTuber we need to take 2 more months in order to release the is it 2 month one or something. Okay, in order to release the specification. Now we try to look further how to establish a web app. Okay, so I'm preparing the next set of slides. So the next set of slides will be only up until the I guess tonight at 5 o'clock, something like that. Okay, so well, last time already I received an email saying that wow, what you're doing is just like something that is it too horrible or too hard. Okay, so I would say that last time I used a shell script, okay, in order to demonstrate things. Today I will also show a shell script thing. Basically, let me revise a bit. The program behind the screen, behind your server, whether it is a fork and execute or not, maybe you already heard of some kind of deployment mode. This is called CGI mode. Another is called fast CGI mode. If you know Python, there is another mode called CSCI. So basically, it's not anything special. Okay. So the basic, basic thinking is the server create a process and the process run your program. That's all. It's totally different from running PHP. Okay, PHP is another thing, but running like Python framework, okay, that will be the same thing. It's execute a program, and that program take 2 guys. One is the environment variable. Last time I showed you the environment variable basically contain 2 very interesting. Okay, where is it? Not this. Okay, where is my page? Whoa, okay. Here. Okay, so last time I showed you something that the environment variable containing the information of your browser, which is wow. This is the correct height. Okay. So the user agent tell you what I'm using. You can see this there, as well as there is some other things like what is the URL that you are querying, so on and so forth. Now the thing is encoded inside the environment variable. Another way to get the input is from standard input. And the standard input later on we'll talk about when you touch the post method. Post method will be using standard in. Okay. Well, I know this is the boundary. Okay, I cannot cross. Okay. So if you have taken a look at the HTTP protocol, so the protocol contains a header. Now, basically, what is the header being return to the user? Okay, so very basic 2. Okay, one is not header itself. Only 2 important entity. One entity is the content type. Okay, and another entity. Where is my laser? Laser. Oh, here. Okay, good. Okay, so another entity is the body. Last time what I have shown using the shell script is basically saying that, oh, the content type I now changed into JPEG, and then I produce an output. The content itself is the very colorful picture, okay, showing all the content on the page so that the browser know how to display that and what to display. Now, what is going on is what we have talked about last time about a web counter. Now, basically, I last time showed a professor don't know how to write a web counter. Okay, and now I want to ask you one question. Last time I already tell you that I will ask you how to answer this. What's 28? Last time it's 22. So only 6 guys wasted the. This is my code. Okay. You think you're weird. Okay. So yeah. So how? Do you have ever think of a way? Do you have ever think of a way that this is the web page? This is the web page. I can show it to you. This is only a simple, lonely web page, right? Okay. This is a frame. I use an iframe. Okay. You can take a look here. This is the hyperlink. Okay. If you know the hyperlink, copy and then paste. That it basically returns these strings. Okay? So if it is going to be a web counter, can you display that? Can you put it into your web page and become the component of a web page? Is there any way? Any idea? Very easy. Basically, it's I said anyways. No method. No method. Then our web industry will be going to collapse. Okay, we say, oh, no one knows how to add web counter. A method. iframe. How about add iframe? In your page lower iframe, the iframe is so happen to put it in the right position. So in there, oh, the visitor is so many things. So when you load the page, basically you're forced to load that iframe. Any other ideas? Any ideas?
Ajax.
Yeah?
Ajax.
What?
Ajax.
Ajax. Okay, good. Okay. This already beyond what I talk about. Good. Using Ajax. Okay. Some other methods like some people will already heard of a server-side include. Any way to do a server-side include like this, but it's also another out of scope topic. Okay. So this is it. Well, basically, is you invoke a program, generate your output, and the output is so happen depends on the content of a text file. Okay. I guess you should have no problem, right? Now, there is one concern. The concern is, I would say that our department is doing a very good job. In a good job of what? You're never aware of this. If you have a web hosting experience, you host others codes, you host others program, then you will have this problem encounter. So what is this problem? The problem is when this, 哇，咦？點解可以剔到嘅喂？咦？ Why? What? I'm shocked. What's that? And you can try when. And this is only PDF. I don't know what happened. Okay, it's just shock. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. This is a server we would take. Okay, then well, who execute this? I would say that the ultimate user that will be running this guy will be a guy usually in the Ubuntu. It's called www minus data, data. Okay, some older system will use a nobody. The account name is called nobody, or account name is called www minus data. It so happens that it is for security concern. I don't want a web server running as a root, so that you launch a CGI program. A CGI program only execute one thing: rm minus rf slash. Okay, so if that's the case, then the whole server will be gone. Now this is a protection, and usually once you install a Linux, no matter you are buying a service from AWS or you install by yourself, it's all like this. Okay, so what is the problem? The problem is the CGI program that got executed will also using the same user called www minus data is just an ordinary user, no special privilege. Now, what is the problem? The problem is the previous diagram here doesn't work because the text file may owned by another user. Like I'm a TY Wong, okay, I'm TY Wong, I create a file. That file is created by me, so there is no privilege for me to write unless I change mode that txt file into 777. Okay, but I guess no one wants this to make it globally accessible. So our department has used one very important library. So that's why I said the CSD department only. Well, let me try again. Oh, it works. I don't know what happened. Okay, so our department do something like this. Okay, if you are you are doing web hosting or you didn't try this before, I encourage you to try that. You install Apache. Okay, you install Apache, and Apache allow one execution mode. This execution mode has a special module. The module is called mod SUEXT. So what is the prerequisites? The prerequisites is after you install this, the web server will be executed by root, not by www minus data. So now it becomes root, but how I said it is the www data is more secure than using the roots. Now, what happens if you have installed this mod underscore SUEXCC is under Apache? After you install this, every CGI program executed, okay, will be using the privilege of that file. Let's say it's under my directory, so it will be using my privilege, my user to execute this. So our department has used this. So whenever you write every script like a PHP, CGI, whatever things you have, then you didn't need to concern anything because it's automatically execute this CGI program using my identity. Okay. So if you're using your own server, remember that this doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. You have to install the SUEXCC module. Okay, what happened is nowadays this guy seems to be ugly. Okay, so how about user input using form submission, web searching, or file upload? Jimmy will talk about a HTML component, map it to CGI. Yes, okay, so he will talk about it. I don't need to talk about it. Okay, so basically when you want to submit things, okay, so let's say you want to submit things. Wow, very dangerous, huh? Is it because of my phone? No. Wow. Oh, this is a bad guy. Okay. Wow, my wow.
被守護啊！
哇，好犀利喎！一掂就響㗎咯喎。Any remote, any Bluetooth keyboard? Okay, so let's say I'm doing okay, so let's say I'm doing a Google search. Let's say I search T.Y. Wong. Okay, so if you can, 犀利嘅你 okay. Of course me, okay. Or you can try again, okay. Try this guy. Still me, okay. So yeah, not for show off, okay. What if I do something bad, okay? So let's look at the part after here, okay. So usually when we are going to don't look at my icons, okay. Yeah, when you want to submit things, okay. Basically, the browser will append a list of things. It will append a list of things starting from the question marks up to here. So basically, the Google search is like this. The main component is this: the Q equal to a name, right? So how about I press enter here? Okay, it's become something like this. It's because it's disobey what he thinks should be right. Okay, so I just go back here. So this string is basically being generated while I have pressed enter, and we call this a get method. Okay, so the get method basically you generate this. If it press enter on the URL bar, it will become a This is a HTTP request with a special header. And what is that header? The special header is called query string. Okay, the special header is called query string. So how can we know? How can you know? So very simple. I go back to this is my previous demo. I press environment.c. So I need to open this guy up, so that I purely execute this CGI, right? So I can try in front of you. How to go back? Okay. So what do you want? Question mark T.Y. Wong equal to so set. Okay. Now I press enter. Good. So it's finished processing. Let's look at one of the environment variable called query string. So can you see this? Can you see this here? The query string is equal to T.Y. Wong equal to so set. So this is what I type. So it's basically copy and paste all the things after question marks to this field, and this field is generated while you're reading the environment variable. Okay, so this is it, reading from the environment variable. Okay, and this will become another version if you're doing one special type of form submission. We call it post form submission. Okay, so you should experience this. If you type something, okay, and press enter, now after you press enter, you want to go back, it will ask you, do you want to confirm to reload something? Then there's a signature of using a post method. Okay, so the post method, the only difference is, what happened if I type, I don't know how to use Mac. Okay, well, okay, it suddenly become like this. Okay, the only difference is the query string content no longer become an environment variable, but put it into the input. While it's becoming the input, that means that into your program, it becomes a standard input stream. That means that you need to use, if it's a C program, you need to use scanf. Okay, you need to use fget_s, so and so forth, in order to read this. Okay. So I just do a very simple demonstration. The demonstration is I have a form here. I should have a form like this. Okay. So the get method HTML. Okay. So it should be something like this, and the form is something like this. Sorry that I'm lazy. I didn't type the double quote. Okay, it should be double quote here. And get method, and to execute the query string.cgi. Okay. Later on, you will see what is the content of a query string.cgi. I use C to write it. Okay. So let's say again, I type ty wong so set here. Yeah, I tell you this is so set, although it's a password. Okay. Press submit. Okay, it will know that the query string is something like this. Now look at the query string program. Query string program, again, I type ty wong so set. Okay, so you can look at the query string program. Let me close this guy so that you can see it clearly. So it is very easy. My program is doing something like this. I include the environment variable here. Basically, I assume that you know C. And then you do a loop over every environment variable string and look at, before the end of the environment variable set, I use string n compare to look for my target. So what is my target? Query string. Okay, so I just scan every guys one by one until I find a target. Now I found a target and copy and paste the point that I stopped here and print it out. Okay? Any questions? Can you understand this program? Okay, should be no problem, right? So basically, this program is very easy, depends on the environment variable. Now, another is, what if I'm using get post method? Okay, what if I'm using post method? Then I need to change a bit. I said that the post method is to have the same string, but coming from a standard input. Now I use one very easy call. I call it, where is it? Standard. Here? Oh, fread. Okay, here, fread. Okay. So what is the meaning of fread? Fread is just a read something into the buffer. Each time with 1 byte. How many bytes? Size of buffer, so many bytes. Okay, I have a big buffer. And then read it from a standard in. That's all. Okay. So I know that this is a request method. If it is from a post method, then I will use this program to read from standard in and output the string. Now I try in front of you. So how to use my program? My demo program is, the first is the key. This is the key. And this is the value. So finish one pair of key value pair. If you want to stop, just press enter. Then it will stop. Get method. Oh, sorry. I should pair it up with a form. Okay. If I pair it up with a form, then you can see there's a method is post method. ty_wong so set. So it will become ty_wong with this field type input. Okay. Name is called login ID, and this field is, the type is password, the name is a login password. So when I submit it, so you will see the string from the standard input is something like this. Okay, the whole string is here. So should not be any question, right? It is a strict usage of what I just said. Any problem? Anything you get lost already? Okay, good. So basically, well, no matter you're using the get method or post method, unless you upload a file, okay? If it is just a simple query or a simple form submission using test, you will, by the end, generate this thing. I don't know how long it is, okay? But always in this format, a key with an equal to value, key equal to value, separator of this and another input value, key value pair, and key value pair, and key value pair. Okay? So, what is my goal? My goal next is to tell you that basically we need to cross this guy. So, what is the meaning of it to cross this guy? Okay? So, this is the example. I don't know whether you said this before. I can try this. Google search. So, let's say I look for Python. Okay, Python, and so that I type something normal. Then I type something abnormal, \x00, yeah, like this. Okay, so let's look at the query string. Look at the query string, the Q part, wow, is out of the screen. Okay, so here is the Q part, the query string part. How to encode this? How to decode this? Wait for a moment. Wow, what happened? Okay, so this is the string. This is the string. Do you know what it is? Okay, so the Python thing, you know what it is, right? Python, you already know what it is. So what is plus? Plus is a space. Then what is %27? What is that? Okay, don't worry. Man ASCII. Okay, so can you find this 27 in this map? Is it what you think of? If it's 27, what is it? This guy. Well, what is that? It seems to be not, right? Next. Has a decimal. 27, where is it? Here. So there's that. Okay. And how about next? So I know this is wow. Okay. And %27 means the ASCII code 27. It has decimal code. %5C. 5C. Where is it? Where is it? Slash. Okay. \. Okay. What else? %5C and then what? And then X, right? Symbol X, symbol 0, symbol 0, and then %27. Okay? Can you write a C program to do this? So do you for a C program to do it? Okay? Yeah, it's supposed to be an easy job, right? But I mean, if you're doing a web programming, I will say that every time you will need to process this string. Okay, so why is it being encoded like this? Now look at this diagram. Why is that? It's because of this guy. It's because of this guy. The query string is embedded in the header. Okay, so the header is a part of the HTTP protocol. There are keywords or characters. I shouldn't say keywords. There are characters that should be forbidden. What are the characters? Like, can you put an extra space there? You should know. You can add a special space here. You cannot, let's say in my query there is an enter. What if I place an enter in this part? So the entire HTTP protocol will be broken by your input. So the enter has to be encoded into a, what is it, percent gen 32? I can't remember. Percent or 20? I can't remember. Okay? So it's have to translate into another code so that it can put into here. Okay? So the same encoding happened here. Now what is going on? What is going on? That means that your program has to understand this bunch of things, and hopefully we can process all the things, convert it, and make it become an array. Hope that it becomes an array, and an array, the array key is no longer an integer index. I want it to be a variable names that I define. I want it to be some values. So I want it to be basically a string mapped to a value. Can we do that in C? Sorry, unless you implement hash table. Okay, by yourself. So I mean, basically we will leave C, okay, for sure. Okay, if this course is going to tell you how to do C, okay, write C in assignment 1 and assignment 2 also use C, assignment 3 also use C, okay, then no one will take this course. Okay, so we will jump to the next programming language. I hope that I can teach you well because I'm not very experienced in this language. Okay, I hope that I can do this. Basically, I skipped one page. Okay, it's called about get method and post method. You can read it by yourself. Basically, the get method and post method is very, very similar. But I mean there is one very important thing. The important thing is, let me show you. Let's say I use this get HTML form, okay? So I open up this iframe. Open up this iframe, go. So I zoom in a bit so that you know what I'm doing. So let's say this form is to log in. Okay, you don't know what is my password, but you know this is my default one. Then I submit it. Okay, so it's because the program betrayed me. The program show all the details, but let's say the program don't show you the details. It's just going through the normal login process. Look at the URL. If it so happens that you are doing a subsensitive data transfer by using get method, the password will show there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether it is trivial to you, but some people every year think, huh? I don't know about this. Okay. Yeah, there are. Well, because I was young. Okay, I look into some sensitive sites. I still find that in the old days there are some sensitive sites doing something like this. Okay, they think that people don't know, but you know there are some naughty guys like me. Okay, so that wow, interesting. Okay. Okay, so that's it about this part. I will switch to another part.